Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is Behavior here for another episode of Just My Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And with this one right here, we are talking Peacemaker on HBO Max. Spoiler recap for episodes 1 through 3. And yes, you did hear me say spoiler recap. We're going to spoil this thing up, down, left, right, in, and out as if you've already seen it. You have been warned. And also, you can see I'm not here by myself. I'm here with Mr. Hashtag Recast T'Challa himself, Eman with Eman's Movie Reviews. My brother, how are you doing? And thank you so much for being here.
I'm happy to be here, man. Thank you so much.
Already. So if you already know, all of us are big comic book fans over here. It's probably one of our most entertaining pieces of art out there. And so this is comic book stuff right here. And we really want to get into it. Peacemaker is a new character for me. I didn't know nothing about him until I saw James Gunn's Suicide Squad that came out last year in 2021. I thought that was incredible. And just to let you know, if you subscribe to my channel, you will see that me and Eman and Elliot down there with Movie Files, we did do a full spoilery recap of the Suicide Squad. So if you guys want to subscribe to my channel and go check that out, you can. And the reason why I brought that up is because Peacemaker was introduced in that film, and this is a direct follow-up to that film. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. But just real quick before we do, again, if this is your first time finding me, this is Eman with Eman's Movie Reviews. And if you want to head over to my channel tab, you will have his page right here. So make sure you go subscribe and show him some love and help this brother get to 100K, because that is the next largest milestone he is trying to reach. But Eman, are you ready to get into this nitty gritty, sir?
Let's do it.
Already. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to thank you for tuning in to our Peacemaker episodes 1 through 3 spoilery recap. And I will go ahead and say, man, just off the top, I really did enjoy these first 3 episodes. I thought it was a lot of fun. My expectations were mediocre. I was pretty sure it was going to be good. Even though the trailers just didn't excite me, I was like, I mean, James Gunn, he did a hell of a great job with the Suicide Squad. I think we're getting 10 episodes. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it's 8.
8?
I
Okay.
think it's 8.
I know he directed like majority of them, like
Yeah.
6 or 7 episodes. So maybe that one at the end is somebody new. But I mean, really, and I heard you on your live yesterday, E-Man. I mean, if you did not like the Suicide Squad, you're not going to like Peacemaker.
Right.
Because this is more of the same. It's toned down a little bit, but we're going to get into it. But I'm going to just fall back a little bit. Let us know how you felt about it, man.
Yeah, no, listen, you're exactly right. This is a straight up continuation of the Suicide Squad from James Gunn. And humor is subjective. If you don't like that type of humor, you're not gonna like this. And I've said, like, just the other day, I was like, this is basically, if you like the Suicide Squad and The Boys on Amazon Prime, you're gonna like this. Like, this is for you. And don't feel bad if it's not also. But yeah, I'm kind of also with you on the fact that, like, as much of a comic reader as I am, like, I didn't really know about Peacemaker either. So, this was a very obscure character that James Gunn, he kind of likes to do that. He likes to take these characters and throw them in there. And matter of fact, we even get a lot of these little Easter eggs throughout the show where they talk about even more obscure DC characters, which is just fun little Easter eggs for comic fans. But I had a good time with this. There were a couple things I didn't care for, but for the most part, I enjoyed the comedy, the drama, the action, and we'll get into more of that too.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm really curious to know about all these Easter eggs that you're referring to, because you may know a bit more about DC than I do. I mean, I love them both, Marvel and DC, but I'm more leaning Marvel, and so I'm pretty sure I wasn't able to catch some of them. But I have to say, man, one of my favorite parts of the entire show so far, and it's extremely corny, and I'm corny myself, is the intro dance, man.
Oh my god. I am still wondering, like, what the hell inspired this dance?
Oh, yes.
Look, I'm gonna be honest though. When you binge through this, like, when I first saw this, it was hilarious. I had to watch the whole thing. But like, after the third or fourth episode, I was like, all right, we can skip this. Like, because it's literally the whole thing, you know. And part of me is kind of like, man, and it might be asking a lot, but I think it would have been kind of dope to have different variations of this dance per episode, you know, because just seeing the same thing over and over again, you know, it kind of loses its value. But first time seeing it is hilarious. And I was just like, hey, kudos to James Gunn, the dance choreographer, because they did it. They made it so that everybody could do the dance.
Yes.
And you didn't need professionals. So I was like, hey, good job on that.
Man, I can't get enough of it, man. Every time it plays, I'm happy and I'm singing along, and
I like
I'm
the music.
doing a little,
The music is cool. The music is cool. Yeah.
I can't get enough of it, man. I was saying to myself, man, I'm so frustrated because I wish I had a bunch of friends with me here in Dallas to where we can learn how to do this, record it. Yes, and put it up on
I can
online.
Totally see that being a TikTok challenge,
bruh. I don't know if we're gonna have to do it virtually or something, but I'm loving that so far. And there's also real quick. I mean, we have a vast array of characters in these first 3 episodes, and you know they're all different, from goofy, silly, funny, white supremacist, racist. Man. You know, but because we are talking spoilers, and like the Asian lady, the cop, I really liked her. I don't know if I have a picture of her. But in this thing, but you have all these vast characters all doing the same dance, and it begs that question you just asked, like, who inspired this? You know, was there any reluctance, like, I don't know if this is for me or if it's gonna, you know, work out? But they made it work, man.
They did.
So if you don't, I mean, you're watching this, you've probably seen the episode because this is spoilers, but I love this. This is just great, and this is some of that James Gunn humor that I do appreciate. And so but getting over to the characters, like, or the whole series, initially I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm feeling this, man, because I was like, if this is going to be a complete repeat of the movie, I don't want to see it. I was, because, you know, we had Amanda Waller, you know, holding it down at the very beginning, but then we had this black guy right here coming in, Clemson Mern, Chuck Woody, I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher his name, but but I really like him, and he's taking the place of Amanda Waller. And I was like, dude, if we're getting a carbon copy, I'm just not feeling that. But as things progressed on, things were fleshed out a little bit more. But that was the first thing that kind of turned me off. But they cleared it up. Do you have any comments on that? Or
he's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorite characters so far. And I really like what they're doing with him, because, you know, whenever you have like these comedies or whatever, you usually want to have like all these idiots, but then you want to have the straight and narrow person, right? To like bounce off of them, that have that odd couple thing. He is so funny to me. Like, people will just be wilding out, and he'll be the one person to be like, have y'all lost y'all damn minds? Like, why are y'all so stupid? Like, he is me and I am him. During the show.
And he's so serious too. Like you said, and everybody's so goofy because what's the guy's name? I think is it The Economist or whatever?
The tech dude.
John Economos. You know, he was like, are you trying to tell me that out of all people you chose Chris's father to, you know, register the car? And he was like, well, I didn't know what to do. I was under a whole bunch of I was under a whole bunch of duress, and you wandered off in the bathroom. He's like, am I supposed to text you when I'm going to go take a crap? He's like, yes, I'm not going to text you when I'm taking a crap, you know. And he's just like so frustrated, and like I feel him, and so like he's my
everybody's stupid. Like everybody, I would say everybody except for like hardcore is like dumb as hell. In this cast, but I love all of them. I love all of them. Everybody's got a unique quality to them that makes them lovable, and I gotta say that's credit to James Gunn. James Gunn knows how to do these things with characters that I would say give them their own autonomy and their own sense of agency, where like you can have a moment with each one of them and actually care about them, you know. And he did that even in the Suicide Squad. Like, we spent time with each character, Ratcatcher, you know, Polka Dot Man, whoever, and every moment it was kind of like, okay, here's your moment to shine. Here's your moment to shine. It's not just all about Peacemaker. It's really an ensemble, you know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that.
How you feel about her? Right here, Leota. We found out that she is the daughter of Amanda Waller. We see a more humanized side from Amanda Waller as well. Excuse me. She's not, just angry all the time. I mean, she's being motherly and caring and
Yes.
just like, hey, I'm just looking out for you. The character, though, is up and down for me. Sometimes I like her, sometimes I don't. I'm with the other characters in the show trying to still figure out why she's there.
Mm.
Because when she's having the conference call or the Zoom call with her mom, Amanda Waller, in the first episode, while her girlfriend, her wife, which I'm gonna talk about in a second, she's like, this is not for me. I know this is just a temporary job, and I really want to know what I'm going to end up doing or something. She said, and like I want to explore my truth. She was like, you're talented and all this stuff, but all the hardcore. I think it was in episode 2. They're like, what are your qualifications? Unless I mean we're going over 3 episodes. Unless I missed it, I still don't know why she's there. She has trouble killing people. She doesn't want to do that. Not that I'm praising that. So I don't know, man. Maybe you can help me out, but I'm still waiting on that gap to be filled up.
So I mean, it's a couple things, right? Like, first of all, for the audience, I think she's a gateway character. Like, I think she's a character that we can channel through,
Gotcha.
because like most people would kind of like be like her.
Right.
I ain't never killed nobody. I would question a lot of the orders and things that are going on. And, like we're seeing how it would be like, what it'd be like. Cause I mean, you got, Peacemaker, who's a whole, wannabe superhero, and you got the tech genius, you got Harcourt, who's like this hardcore, spy, and all that. Like, you got all these people that seem like characters, but she's like one of the few people that seems real.
Right, right.
Like you could just get her off the street and boom, put her in this situation. So I like the fact that we can relate to her in that sense. But if I had to guess, being Amanda Waller's daughter that's the qualification right there, right? That's the nepotism. But I don't think it's because she's particularly talented. I think it's more so the fact that Amanda can use her, because the one thing about Amanda Waller is, and I don't know if they'll explore this in the show or not, but she's the epitome of by whatever means necessary.
Yeah.
Right. So she is like, Amanda Waller does not try to be a villain. She's really out there trying to save humanity, save the world, do the right thing. She just don't care how it gets done.
Right.
So even if that means using, maybe even manipulating your own daughter to get that means, she'll justify that.
Right.
So my guess is somewhere down the line, maybe, I mean, I don't want to say that Amanda don't care about her daughter, but I also think Amanda cares about the missions. So she might juggle the two and be like, yeah, I love you, but I'm gonna need you to do this shady, dirty stuff on these missions because it needs to get done.
Right. She was never like a villain in the comics, though, was it? She's
not a villain. She's
it's an a-hole, big a-hole.
Yeah, I would say she's an anti-hero, right? Because she works for the government, right? And she wants to protect Earth, so it's not like she's out there like, how can I take down Superman? Like, she's, that's not her MO. She's more like, okay, now if Superman goes crazy, we need to know how to stop him. Right. I need some backups because all y'all superpower people are scaring us, but she ain't like a villain. No,
she is ego heavy, man.
Yes.
I remember in the DC animated cartoon, it may have been season 2, Justice League of America. I think the Justice League had they've always had
space thing,
space station.
Yeah,
but they found out they had that giant laser that can come down and wipe out. I mean, she lost her grits. She just couldn't handle it. But so I mean, it's just interesting. Amanda Waller, super hardcore. But her daughter seems very nice and soft as a pillow. And shout out to the LGBTQ community out there. As each day goes on, you guys are getting more and more representation. So y'all let me know in the comments if because sometimes I hear people in the community complain about how they're depicted and represented in these shows and television shows and movies and television shows. So I'm just curious to know how y'all feel about this, because it was no big deal to me when I saw it in the first episode. I was like, okay, she's gay or lesbian, bi, that's her wife, no big deal, if they're happy, blah blah blah, no big deal. But in episode 3, and I'm gonna put a pin in this and come back to it. It was some lines of dialogue that really rubbed me the wrong way. Well, I don't want to say rubbed me the wrong way. That's incorrect. I just say it felt forced because I don't want to say a lot of people. Well, no, I will say a lot of people. A lot of people out there like, oh, when they do this, it just feels forced. And I mean, I feel like that sometime. First 2 episodes, I didn't feel that way, but we'll come back to it. Now, something that I'm not too familiar with is Peacemaker and his father. I forgot this gentleman's name. He's been in the acting game for a minute, but he's a super duper racist. And one of the things, I mean, it's funny, he got the eagle eye. Eagle-eye is John Cena's, or not John Cena, Chris's Peacemaker's pet. I don't know how I felt about the CGI. That was kind of wonky for me, but funny at the same time, bro. But what's up with this layer? Oh, dude got in here, man. They got all type of helmets, like this is crazy. I don't know nothing about that.
No, so he is because I had to look up the character's name. But he's been in the character's been portrayed different ways. Actually, I don't know if this is if you look it up, you can find it. Okay. Robert Patrick's character. But yes, he is a white supremacist. And he does have a specific role in DC Comics. And like he's a villain, like, I don't know. Did they show it in here? I don't think they showed it in the layer, but yeah, he's got weapons and stuff. Like he does things, but this, I gotta say, I know that, like, and don't get me wrong, I have no problem with them having this extreme of a villain, right? Because I know sometimes like with Marvel, they'll have like these complex villains like Killmonger, because Killmonger is a villain. They'll have people like Thanos, Thanos is a villain, and they try and murk it up, gray it up, and kind of be like, well, they're trying to save everybody. Well, they're trying to liberate black people. Yeah, But I like the fact that we can kind of go back to, you a Nazi white supremacist.
Extremist, yeah.
Like, you are one of these scum of the earth. I'm very okay if somebody punch you in the mouth. So I'm very, very okay with this very easy, regular, clear villain that he is playing. And I gotta say, he's doing it well, and I love the dynamic between the dad and Peacemaker, because low key, this is one of James Gunn's underrated talents. And this is why I like it when he writes and directs. He has some flaws, but one of his strengths is dealing with these relationships, right? Especially the parental relationships. A lot of times I'll be sitting here thinking like, yo, are we going through therapy here with everybody? You know what I'm saying? But like, because you're seeing different elements of Peacemaker because of his dad and through his interactions with his dad. And it always just comes down to like, man, would just love to get a little bit of love, and you also see that with Adebayo too, with her and Waller. Like, she's conflicted. She wants to, do what's right with her mom, but then she's working with this organization and it's all shady and stuff. So it's a really nice dynamic that I think I don't want people to miss, that really brings a good sense of levity and drama to this whole thing.
Very well said, sir. Very well said. Also, it was, since you talked about her, was it Leota wanting to, playing the fence with her mom. I can't remember if it was episode 2 or 3. There was a line of dialogue where the black leader, I just forgot his name real quick.
Mern.
Mern. Yeah, Clemson Mern. I got it right here. He was like, yeah, I want to get the job done, but there's lines I won't cross. I'm not Amanda Waller. And then they cut to her, and she had like some, she was feeling some type of way. And I'm like, damn, I mean, like, that's my mom right there. Not that he said anything disrespectful, but it's kind of like she just not in the know of how far her mom will go, all the nefarious things that she's done, which is understandable. I mean, I hear parents all the time say, my children don't need to know who I was before they were born. You know,
Right.
I'm not a parent, so I've just heard that before, and so
Yeah.
it's just apparently that's a thing. So, but yeah, we're very well said about the relationships. Also, I don't know if you noticed this, but it seems like Peacemaker Chris is not as hardcore as he was in the film. That's not a knock or a complaint. I just kind of noticed this a character shift slightly.
Yeah.
I don't know if you picked it up, but
yeah, no, I mean, I think that kind of goes back to the psychology that's happening here. We're seeing more of Chris. We're seeing more of him. We only got Chris or Peacemaker on a mission. That was the only side we saw in the movie. We didn't see him at home. We didn't see him with his friends. We didn't see him with his family. So of course, when he's out on a mission, he's got to put on a show. He's got to put on that bravado and all of that. But now, because we're getting that little inside look, he still kind of does that. But now I think we're starting to see why he does it and what has led him to do it. And I would suspect later on during the show, we'll get even more of that. We'll see more of what has shaped him into that role and, just kind of peel away at this guy's character.
Right on. And I don't know. At first, I was like, "What is going on?" But I mean, it's still kind of funny to me. You got this big old swole dude walking around in tidy whities or whatever. It's just silly. But I wasn't expecting this. I mean, I enjoyed the first episode, but I just wasn't too excited about it. But he was getting it in with this chick that he met at the bar, and then she just flips it on him, man, and just starts going to Rambo. And all my pictures are blurry. I don't know what's going on there, but she whooped his ass.
Yes,
I don't know what these butterfly things are in their face and all this stuff, but she was tossing him around like a rag doll.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, you a big dude. This woman is 130 pounds at most, but apparently she got some type of superpowers or something.
She clearly, she jumping out the windows 3 stories high and it ain't not throwing dude through a brick wall. And there's a lot there. This is the part that I actually appreciated with this, is the fact that not only are we getting this comedy, not only are we getting this drama, but there's actually a mystery here. There's actually something to keep you engaged every week, because this is going to be a weekly show,
right?
And keep us guessing. We're going to be sitting here thinking like, yo, what was up with this chick? Hey, what is going on? And, hopefully the stakes will rise, mysteries will get better or deeper, and, we'll stay invested.
I also want to know what's going on with her hair, because
the 80s came calling.
Yeah. So this was intense, man. This was a turnaround for me, especially this ending, because I was just like, nothing's really happening, and she comes out here looking just like a nightmare, man, running through the parking lot, and that sonic boom came through. That's a powerful ass weapon too, cuz.
Yeah. That's the other thing. I had no idea what made Peacemaker like dope outside of like his training, but the helmet, man. And you saw there were more helmets in the lab. So to me, this is kind of like Hawkeye. I'm here for the trick arrows, so I'm also here for the trick helmets too. Let me see what these helmets could do. Now, the one thing I don't really like the fact that he's got to have different helmets for different things. It'd be kind of dope if they can, just switch all in one. But either way, I do like the fact that he's got those little gadgets, and that they at least give him different abilities, for whatever mission. But that part was definitely dope with the helmet.
Yes, sir. And I cannot believe I was able to catch this in frame like this before that's kind of gross. So I'm gonna change it or whatever. But yeah, it was it was nice, man. And of course that's how the episode ended. But I like your point. You said I'm here for the trick arrows or the trick helmets, and so that's pretty cool right there. I kind of like the relationship between Hardcore and Chris as well. I was kind of just like, okay, she's gonna be hardcore at the beginning, and then see that he has a soft side, and then they're going to kind of have a little fling or whatever, predictable, So it'll be kind of surprising if that doesn't happen. She also works out too. She looks kind of good.
She's fit.
Yeah, she's good job, man. So she's fit. But again, man, this is just silly. Like, this is a grown man in tidy whities with a toilet helmet on. It's funny. I like it.
He ain't been a wrestler.
I forgot.
He been a whole wrestler. He been doing this in tights for years.
You're right. I forgot all
the only difference he ain't have a helmet.
Bro, and the thing is, like, I don't want to say I guess I can say I'm a fan of John Cena now. And when he first came out, well, not wrestling, but transitioning over to films, I'm gonna get this. Good. I like 12 rounds though. And I mean, for what I remember, either 12 rounds or the Marine. I can't remember. One of those. I mean, for what it was.
You know what's funny? I met him in New Orleans when he was shooting 12 rounds. Just randomly. Like, I was just walking. I saw they were shooting something. I see this big, huge dude. I was like, is that John Cena? This is before, Can't See Me and all that.
Yeah.
I was just like, hey, that's John Cena. So I go up to him. Super nice guy.
I was just about to ask.
Super nice dude. Cool. I was just like, hey, I see he was just sitting there chilling, drinking a beer or something like that, just in between sets. I was like, hey, real big fan. Would you mind taking a picture? He's like, yeah, sure. Come on in and da-da-da-da. And that was it. He's huge.
Man.
I'm 6'2", 230, 50 pounds, whatever. This man made me look like a child. A child.
Yeah. Okay.
Like he's 6'5", 6'6" or something like that. And just bulk. But super nice guy. Super nice guy.
Nice.
Just don't be a jerk, and he'll be just fine.
I would love to meet him myself, man. I also thought this was kind of funny. This was hilarious with this couple right here.
I was cracking up at this whole thing.
I kind of feel sorry for old dude, man. Because he peeped game. He's like, wait a minute,
right?
You don't be trying to, you trying to get it on dude or whatever behind my, but he know what's up and he called her ass out or whatever, and
she was being bogus too. She was like, you know what? Shoot, maybe we will do this.
Yeah. And that ended up happening, man. We got a nice little train session ran on her later on, and they was getting high and all that good stuff. Well, not for him. But I spoke of her earlier. I don't know why, bro. I like her. I just do.
She's cool. She's cool.
What is her name? I've never heard of her before. I think this is it. Annie Chang, is that it? Sophie Song?
Sophie, yep. Sophie Song. Okay. Annie Chang, yep.
Yeah. Let me just see what else she's been in. I'm just kind of curious. Shades of Blue, 27 credits. I have never seen or heard of any of these. 911.
A little TV spots.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, she got some credits. Okay. Yeah. Well, shout out to you, Annie Chang, because I am I'm not saying. I mean, I like you so far. Your first outing for me was good. Yeah. I like that. I like
interactions. With the racist daddy.
Oh yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah. That's quite interesting right there. I forgot this dude's name right here. But he been in the game for a minute too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. But what else we got right here? And so this is just your boy Mern going off on everybody. He's my favorite
brother, keeping everybody in line. I love it.
He really is. He really is. And it's Peacemaker don't have a good sense of reality. This is crazy. He left the briefing out there to get it. I can't even talk. He left the briefing out there to be exposed. And so that's that. Mm-hmm. But one thing here, and I'm curious to know how you feel about this. I've never heard of this character before, Vigilante. But
I haven't either.
While I'm entertained by their dialogue and back and forth banter, it just seems so fake to me. But I'm not annoyed because it's just like, okay, this is just a silly show. Because I just don't see, even if people are crazy enough to dress up in costumes and go around being vigilantes, I still don't see people talking to each other the way they did. It just the way he's like, the Peacemaker's laying on this couch like, hey man, would you like some help cleaning up? Hey, where does this go? It goes in the CD player. I was just like, that's just, it was entertaining, but just stupid. You know,
This is part of the reason that I was saying, like, I love when James Gunn writes and directs, but the problem is, like, he don't know when to pull back. And this is one of those moments, right? It's one of those moments where clearly they get into a certain banter, and the banter doesn't know when to stop while it's ahead. You know, it's just like a comic trying to tell a joke. They get a good laugh, but they keep going with the joke, and the audience just stops laughing as much because you've already made the point of the joke. You
right.
can move on. And you get that multiple times in this show. Matter of fact, they have so many of these that when you go to the end of the episode, you'll find one blooper reel of a certain scene that does that, and it just keeps going, you know. So if it's a roast session, they'll show you the blooper scene of more of that roast and more of the takes, which is, listen, a lot of those are fine for the deleted scenes,
right?
But like, I'm gonna need them to like cut some of them things off, because sometimes they go into like a whole tangent that it's like, okay, you found this so funny, you didn't know how to turn this off. Like, I could see him writing this script and it's just so funny. And because you're a writer and director and producer, ain't nobody there to tell you to stop.
Right. That's a good
You
point.
know,
Good point.
so
Good point. Because I laugh at my own jokes too, and then I'm like,
I do
maybe
too.
it's not.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
maybe
sometimes
not
I'll be like, okay, everybody ain't gonna laugh at this. Like,
right.
I need to shut up now.
There's been times I recapped like our interactions and engagements on here, and then I go back. I'm like, Brandon, you're the only one laughing. Are you laughing? But then I'm like, I don't care. It was funny to me. But anyway, but something else that I was thinking of that I really like, man. Of course, this is a follow up to the movie. I love that they use the exact same set. Right here. I mean, I don't know. It just, lack of a better word, it was magical to me. I was just like, oh, we're back, you know. And just with all these obscure characters, of course, we have Peacemaker in the movie, and then Vigilante now, and it just looks like a ton of fun. To be honest with you, I want to do it myself. I love that at the same time, I'm excited that they're expanding the universe. But if you follow the entertainment geek culture news, I'm like, aren't they gonna be rebooting the whole DCEU anyway? You know, with I don't even follow it anymore because I'm just not as interested. But I don't know. I mean, so I like that and the expansion and all this, but I'm just like, hopefully it's not for nothing. You know, we're gonna fall in love with these settings here, and then they're gonna, you know, start it over. I don't know if I'm making any sense there.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I can't heavily invest in the DCEU right now because I don't know what they're doing. And everything, you know, I'm not saying everything has to be connected, but there's a there's a benefit when things are connected, because look at their DC animated stuff. A lot of the DC animated movies, you know, like starting with Flashpoint all the way until Justice League Dark or whatnot, all those things were like loosely connected, but they weren't like direct sequels, you know, one after the other. But you could tell they were all in the same universe. So that level of familiarity, it helps with investment, you know, because now that you watch it, be like, oh, I appreciated that other thing I watched, and now I watch something else. With this, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm treating Peacemaker as just a standalone thing. It's connected to the Suicide Squad movie, and that's about it. I'm not expecting Jared Leto's Joker to show up. I'm not, you know, thinking Robert Pattinson's or the Flash from the come through. I'm not thinking about none of that. Now, if that happens, great. You know, if not, I'm not losing no sleep over it.
Right on. So I feel the same way too. And so here, you know, we get this fun little smoke session they doing or whatever. And you know, the wife gets her feelings hurt right here. But I want to know, man, what do you think about this little device right here? What do you think this is?
I have no idea. Mean, it's clearly alien technology. So whatever. First, I was sitting there thinking I thought it was a weapon. Hold on.
Yeah.
Is that a chair? I don't know. It's
far left at the bottom.
Yeah, I don't know if that was like a chair inside the device or whatever. It looked like some Men in Black stuff, to be honest with you. You know, so maybe alien tech. Alienware, something like that. But clearly we're gonna like either it's a weapon. Yeah, I don't know.
You know what would be funny if we got a scene of them doing it with the head, like in a blooper with his helmet. I'm joking. I'm teasing. I mean, it still would be funny if he
Sure.
had kept his helmet on. But let me dial it back. Well, no, this is a rated R show. You know, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, man,
we're gonna kids.
Yeah, we're gonna see what this device is. If it's a laser blaster or a teleportation device, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. And we spoke on this earlier, man. I'm glad the black dude had enough sense to get his butt up, and not get out of there. I mean, not get out of there, to get out of there. So I'm really curious to see what this how powerful this white dragon is. I hope he gets his ass whooped. I'll just say that. You know, I'm
now, White Dragon was a character in the comics, so you know we're gonna have to wait and see if like if they're gonna take it to another level, are they gonna give him a costume or anything like that, or if it's just like a title, you know, like. So I'm curious to see how they're going to handle his character.
Yeah, I just googled a picture because you said costume. Is this?
Yeah,
my goodness, he looks.
But that's the thing, like multiple people have had it,
okay.
So I don't know if like is he the first one? Is he, you know, one of them? But yeah, in the comics, White Dragon was like a white supremacist leader, KKK, you know, whatever. But you know, we just have to wait and see how they are gonna handle it here.
Okay, yeah, I'm curious because if he making weapons that sonic booms blowing up parking lots,
right?
You know, he is not a threat to be taken lightly at all. So yeah, we're just gonna have to see how that plays out right there. And you know, that was the end of episode 2. We're at the end of episode 3 right here. You know, this is where I was kind of surprised with the character shift for Peacemaker, because she was like, wait a minute, I thought you said that if, you know, you would kill every man, woman, and child to reach your goal. But he was like, but we don't know. We supposed to just shush you and shoot kids. I mean, come on. That one's right there as a door, but this one, not so much. Kind of looks like a butt baby. And they do that whole joke thing again, which was funny. But this is the scene that I was talking about earlier, where the two women marriage that kind of bothered me. Well, I don't say bother. It just seemed forced. When she was scrolling through the iPad or the device and it showed a picture of her wife's vagina or whatever, all that exposition I thought was completely unnecessary. Like, oh, well, my wife came on the trip and then we're doing this, and then her feelings got hurt because she thinks that I'm, you know, choosing the job over her. But then we're also exploring new forms of intimacy. And I'm like, we don't need to, like, it just seemed unnatural and forced. Never in my life have I ever expressed my gender, sex, or sexual orientation with my boss, especially on rogue missions of this sort. I mean, like I don't know. I'm not gonna.
The one thing I say is that I know earlier they tried to set this up for her character. You know, when she was just like, a lot of times my mouth just runs and I just talk and I can't control my mouth and I'm just gonna shut up now because I'm still talking. And so that was, I guess it's a continuation of that running joke with her character that she just keeps talking. But that whole scene, I was just kind of like, I mean, I get I'm not mad that they showed it. I'm not mad that was an embarrassing moment.
Right.
They could have poked fun at it. She could have been embarrassed and move on.
Right,
you know, it didn't need 3 minutes of exposition. But that's again going to what I'm talking about. Like, ain't nobody there to tell James Gunn, like, yo, bro, pull up off this. Like, cut that in half and let's get back to the story. Make your jokes.
Yeah,
we can have our laugh and let's go. But he's long-winded with his jokes.
Yeah, it was just like, I mean, put the vagina in there, be embarrassed, because that is embarrassing. Just like, oh damn, I'm sorry. Chris is like, oh, you like the licking lollipops? And she could have been like, yes, I do like vagina. So what? And then like, and then that would have been it. But she's like, the whole like, well, I'm so sorry, my girlfriend or my wife sent it to me, and it doesn't matter if that's what you like. That's what you like. You don't gotta. Well, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I would just. I
mean, that's more on James Gunn. That's more on the writing. I wouldn't put that on the characters per se. It's just, you know, James Gunn makes them go on these tangential rants, and I don't know. I
Right on.
I don't think it adds to the movie, to the show.
I got you. I got you. And we have the butt baby boy to the left, as he said, looking like children of the corn or something. He said, interesting, because this is what Maureen says. He started expressing feelings and stuff. I hope he lives. I don't want him to die, but I just kind of like him as a character. And so I don't know how you feel about this. The Bernstein's bear thing
made me look it up.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, hold on, wait a minute. Let me go see for a second here. Because I sure have been calling him Bernstein for a long time.
Same here, same here, same here. But we finna get up to, I forgot old dude's what is it, the little green dude's name? Was it not captain? Karate judo man,
yeah,
a little judo or
judo
something like that. Yeah. Well, first of all, clearly these are butterflies now.
Yeah.
And I'm still kind of shocked why Peacemaker was having such a hard time trying to decide to shoot them.
Yeah,
they're clearly aliens.
Right. I think that would have been it was definitely understandable when he didn't know, when he couldn't tell.
Right.
The moment they were aliens, I'm like, bro, like,
blow the house
this
up.
don't make sense for you.
Yeah.
You know, but I loved how Vigilante was like, move over. I got this.
Yeah.
Like low key, I do kind of like Vigilante. Like he's actually funny. He has some, like, the one issue I have with him is sometimes they make him too dumb. Like there are moments where I'm like, okay, he does make sense. It might be weird, but he makes sense. But then other times they make him like a complete idiot. Like you're just saying dumb things to be dumb rather than saying awkward things because you just think differently. Like there's a difference, right? Like you know, it's one thing to be awkward and weird, but it's another thing to kind of be like Stippy. Remember Ren and Stippy? Like Stippy was just a complete idiot, you know, and I feel like they do that with him sometimes. I'm like, it's a weird inconsistency.
I got you. Yeah,
he's a good character. He's a good character.
Yeah. He is kind of funny. I will give you that. But yeah, he came in wrecking shop, not having a problem. You know, blowing those faces off, which I mean they're aliens, so you know, he did what he had to do. But now that he took 3 out of the 4, we gotta come over. That is not his name, but I forgot his name, Captain Judo or whatever the hell his name is. Oh boy, can fight.
He was on point. He was doing his thing.
He looked like he was about 4'2". I like that they showed his ability and his range, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, like, why did y'all have to kick Chris and Vigilante's ass so much? I mean, he, like you said earlier, he is huge. Like I've only seen the first 3 episodes, and so I've seen Peacemaker get his ass kicked twice. Well, 3 times. One by the butterfly, one by the judo man, and then also by the building when he kept jumping off those balconies. That was kind of funny to me too.
Yeah.
But I kind of I want to see him do better. But I like judo man. This scene was funny as hell to me right here. Throwing the Cheetos in his face,
whooping the hell out of him with them Cheetos.
Yeah. I don't understand how Peacemaker want to talk trash. Like, bro, you I just whooped your ass. Like, how you gonna be talking down to me? So I mean, is this your first introduction to Judo Man too? Or
this is the first time I've seen him. I just thought it was hilarious because just the whole setup of it was like, yeah, he's like real deadly and this and this. I was like, okay, like I want to see it. I want to see him take him out. Let's go.
Right on. And here go your boy making these silly faces.
That was funny.
Yeah,
that was funny.
I was laughing at him too. I don't even know his real name. Let me see if it's over here real quick. Let me take this picture down. But
you mean the actor or the character?
The actor.
Oh.
Is it
is
it Freddie Stroma? Is that him? Okay. I was looking for Vigilante. Man, this is the he just looks different in a suit. Just looks completely different, you know.
I know, right?
But anyway. He did step it up here though.
Yeah.
I can't talk today. My goodness. I was glad that he stepped up to the plate and ran him over. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that at all. And so, but I mean, we coming up to the end, man. Like, is there any other standouts that you loved or didn't like that I haven't addressed yet? You know, any important plot points?
Well, how did you feel about Harcourt?
I like her.
Okay.
I like her. I like the way she stood up for herself at the bar. old dude came up and she was like, hey, how you doing? Or something he said. And she said something like, can you find a cure to fish breath or something? I like that. I like that. I like how mean she is, a peacemaker. But I think at the end of 3 or some point in 3, they were getting along a lot better. I can't really
Sure.
remember. But she cool. She cool. She cool.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
cool. So.
Agree. I mean, there's not so far, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of depth to her, but I feel like we will get there event. Like, she's not gonna be this hard forever.
Right.
She gonna soften up, something. I don't know.
Yeah, man, and she did kill the security guard that wasn't a butterfly
Man,
too.
she sure did.
I just
She
remembered
sure
that
did.
because Leota didn't want to do it, and
Right,
she
right.
just, I don't know, man. They need to come out with some type of mind wipe device or something. She could have shot him in the leg. I don't know, but yeah,
I mean,
I'm
he
not.
did. I will say that was a good tactic on his part. He was like, yo, I got a wife, I got a kid, I got this, I got that. Like,
Boom,
he's
boom,
humanizing himself. And then, yeah, boom, he was gone.
Yep. So I'm really curious to see what the hell all these butterfly things mean and all this. You see the look on his face. And this is the thread is going global. It's not just the
Yo,
country.
that's
We got
wild.
we got
Like,
these
all of
butterflies
them
everywhere.
all
Yeah.
over.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know
we
what
got an invasion situation going on.
yeah, so this is going to be going back to the movies. I know they reported that, for the large threat, but I know they were speculating online that James Gunn is working on another secret DC project.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be the follow up to this, but if it was, I wouldn't be mad at it. So
I mean, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. It'll I wouldn't be surprised if it was some other obscure character, like
Polka Dot Man,
the prequel or something like that. Like, I just wouldn't be surprised if that's what he did. But at this point, I'm like, yo, DC can they need all the help they can get. So go ahead and let James Gunn work.
Right on. Well, before we head out of here, man, you have any more final thoughts for the show or these first 3 episodes that we get into?
No, I mean, look, I'm like I said before, I'm really happy that they dropped the first 3 episodes. Because if it was like after the first one, the second one, I don't know if it would have hooked you into, waiting for the next week, and I think people would have fell off. But I do think, now, like, you got a lot of questions. What or who or what's going on with these butterflies, and there are more questions, and I think this is a good enough amount of time to get invested with these characters just to kind of see where they end up going, so I'm looking forward to episode 4. I'm looking forward to seeing where this series is going to go, because I have no idea. I'm like I don't know what any of this means, just seeing that map. I'm like, yo, are we about to get global with this? Like, what is about to go down? But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I thought this was a really good start.
Right on, man. Well, I agree with everything you just said. And so that's what's up right there. And so, guys, hopefully you did enjoy our recap of these first 3 episodes. I know I personally will be continuing to do a recap each week. So, next week on episode 4, I will drop a video for that as well. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can check that out. And before we head out of here, Eman, I want to pass it over to you, man. What do you have going on your channel that you would like to promote to the people out there?
So I can tell you, definitely this Friday, you want to tune in for the Friday live chats that we have. Always a good time. We go over all the news, recap, some of the things that happened throughout the week. So you want to check that out. And then every Wednesday, we're doing Book of Boba Fett, live reactions and recaps on that as well. And I think, if people are interested, we could do Peacemaker as well. I want to kind of see where people are at with it first, before we just go investing into the show. But I will say also, if you are familiar with Recast T'Challa, stay tuned next week.
Yes.
Big things are gonna happen. Make sure you
things are
follow
coming.
me. Follow me on the Instagrams, the Twitters, the Facebooks, all of that, because there have been some big things in development, and that's as much as I could say, but it will be well worth the wait.
Already. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe to this man's channel. If you go to my channel right now, which you're on, just head over to my channel tab right there, and bam, there is first row to the right. And again, show this man some love, help him reach that 100K. You know what I'm saying? Help him reach that 100K. As far as myself is concerned, guys, I just posted my Scream Fresh Out of Theater reaction. So you can go, it's no spoilers. You can check it out. Also have this movie review right here for the first movie of 2022, the 355. If you look at my facial expression, you can see how I felt about it. I also got a lot of other cool stuff too, you know. So I got movie reviews, spoiler movie reviews, series reviews, my movie news roundup show I have every either Saturday or Sunday. Also trailer reactions, and I also recap my favorite shows as well. So make sure you subscribe. Give us both thumbs up, comment, share, all that good stuff. But guys, again, I just want to thank you all so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery, and that's Eman, and that's just our opinion. And peace out. And we'll see you next time.